I can't separate my true desires from the culturalization of the phenomenon of motherhood. There's a piece of me as someone who like strongly identifies as an intersectional feminist that is aware of the like counter reaction that I could be having to the expectation of motherhood.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
And
rejecting that so strongly is also a sort of like defining yourself. It's still defining yourself within like a man's world.
yeah, and I really resent the fact that I will never know what my feeling is in isolation. Because
Mm,
even if I do feel this way now, it's like that's still a valid thing to feel. But I wish that I had a feeling that didn't exist in the paradigm where choosing to be a mother comes with a whole
yeah.
host of other things about feminism and motherhood and womanhood and
Yeah.
the list goes on, and like I can't separate my true desires from the culturalization of the phenomenon of motherhood.
I was recently told that if I wanted to ever get pregnant, it would basically have to be with like in vitro fertilization or
Lauren,
something.
I was told that when I was 13 years old, and I was
What?
talking to someone about this the other day, and I was like,
They don't
I
want us to have
wonder.
sex. That's just
They don't want us.
it's a conspiracy
We need to be
theory.
sex workers. We need to rebel.
That's the only option.
But literally, so all
13?
this to
What the
say,
fuck?
not trying to like rip your point away from you, but
No, I'm curious now. I gotta hear this.
I was thinking about this the other day that I was like, is that part of why I don't want to have kids? Is because subconsciously I've grown up my entire life thinking that it was going to be relatively
impossible,
impossible.
yeah.
That like,
Damn.
and
Why?
I will never know. I will never be able to go back and tell 13-year-old Reese, like, maybe it's not difficult.
Long story short, I found out my ovaries look like chocolate chip cookies, and I've been pretty upset about it. It definitely has been a major like point in my life where I've been confronting a lot of these like traditional womanly expectations, and this is one that maybe I'm not so good about because I've just kind of learned about it, but I've been blaming myself so much for having hormonal imbalances, basically. I mean, it's a syndrome. It's probably going to end up being one of those things where, like, in a decade or two, they're going to be like, oh, no, this was a bunch of different issues, but it's women and the medical system, so we just call it a syndrome.